Hello and welcome. Today I want to show you how to calculate a gradient on a topographic map with a scale of 1:50,000. What does that 1:50,000 mean? It means that for every 1 centimeter that we measure here, every 1 centimeter that we measure on a map will be equal to 50,000 centimeters on the ground or in reality. Now, before we calculate our gradient, I want to show you some tricks, some cool tricks, how to convert a scale. Okay, let's select a pen. Now, when working with a topographic map and you are measuring using centimeters on the map, then to convert centimeters to meters, this is on a topographic map, you will have to multiply by 500. And then to convert centimeters to kilometers on a topographic map, you will have to multiply by 0,5. Keep this in mind. You need to know this because this is how we're going to convert our scales from here until the end of time. Okay, now let us make a little example on how this works. Say that you are tasked to calculate distance from I, which is right over here. Just a second. You are tasked to calculate a distance from I, right there, to H, right over there. What do? You will use a ruler to make sure that it is as straight as it can possibly be. You measure the distance between the 2 points. Forgive my skewness. You have to use your ruler and your line will be straight. Measure the distance from here to there. Let us say for argument's sake, you found the distance between the 2 points to be 4,5 centimeters. And the question said to you, give your answer in kilometers. Now this is what you're going to do. You are going to say 4,5 times 0,5. Then what's next? You put that on your calculator. 4,5 times 0,5 equals to 2,25. That is equals to 2,25 kilometers. And just like that, you have gotten your answer. Now, back to the topic of the day. I will do a whole different video on how to calculate straight line distances and all other distances. Now, back to the business of the day. Gradient. All right. Gradient has a formula of G is equal to VI, which stands for vertical interval, over HE, which stands for horizontal equivalent. Okay, in definition, gradient refers to the steepness of a slope. Gradient refers to the steepness of a slope. Now, how do we tell whether a slope is steep or gentle? By just looking at a map. Let me show you. On our map of Verulam. Okay, so just a second. This is a map of Verulam, and we are tasked to tell whether the slope that is found in block A3 is gentle or not. Okay, now this is the area that we are focusing on, block A3. Now these contour lines are spaced far apart from each other. When contour lines are spaced far apart from each other, that tells you that the slope that you're looking at is gentle. Okay, by now you already have an idea of how a steep slope would look like. A steep slope will be represented by contour lines that are pegged close to each other. Let me make an example here. If contour lines are pegged very close to each other, something like this, then this slope right here will be a steep slope. Okay, now let's get back to business. Calculating a gradient. Now, let us say, for example, a question that has been given to you and I is to calculate a gradient between spot height number 118 in block B2 and spot height number 141 in block B4. What do we do? Please note that these two numbers that you're looking at are indicators of height. Spot heights are an indicator of height, and so is a trigonometric station, so is a contour line, so is a benchmark. Okay, so gradient can be calculated between a spot height and a trig beacon and a contour line and any other landmark that exists on a map. Okay, we will do a different video where we're calculating gradient using a contour line and a landmark, or a trig beacon and a landmark, and see how that works. So these two spot heights that we have here, spot height number 118 and spot height number 141, these will make up your vertical interval. Okay, these two will make up your vertical interval. Now, in order for you to achieve or get your vertical interval, you are going to look at which between the two numbers is bigger than the other. So it's 118 and 141. So when you then write down your answer, you will go on and do VI first. VI is equal to 141 minus 118. You put that into your calculator. 141 minus 118, that is equal to 23. This is 23 meters. This is 23 meters. We don't have to write the unit there. We already know that it is meters. The next thing that you need to do is to find your horizontal equivalent. Okay, how do we find the horizontal equivalent? Now this is where you get to deploy your beautiful ruler, okay, and measure the distance between the 2 points. Measure the distance between the 2 points, the distance from 118 going all the way to 114. Please make sure that your ruler is as straight as it can possibly be so that you can get accurate measurements. Let us say that you and I got 8,5 centimeters as the distance here. What do you then do? You go back to your HE and you are going to write 8,5 centimeters times, remember we said that when we convert centimeters to meters on a topographic map, we will multiply by 500. Then we're going to use our 500 here, multiply by 500. Then what is our answer? Oh, I made two multiplication signs, but otherwise that's not a train smash. So what is our answer here? Our answer is 8,5 times 500, which will give you and I 4,250. 4,250. Now, what do we do from here? We will then go on to put these two on a division line. We're going to put these two on a division line, just like this. 23 over 4,250. Now, mathematically, this is possible when you are doing maths at a higher grade. But then, if you are at a primary level, you will be told that a bigger number cannot divide a smaller number, and that is the level at which you and I are operating. Primary level, where this is impossible. Now, how do we solve the problem? You will then have to divide the numerator by itself and then divide the denominator by the numerator. Please note that this is only done when the numerator is smaller than the denominator. If it is the opposite, when you get to this stage, you just punch this into a calculator and you get your answer. Now, what do we get here in this case? This will be equal to 1 over, let's get our calculator, 23, 184,7. So this is 1 over 184,7. Technically, we are done here, but no. Gradient is represented in a ratio format. Don't forget that. Gradient will always be represented in a ratio format. So for our final answer, you and I are going to say, therefore, gradient is equal to 1:184,7. This is your answer. Now, if you are to tell or to explain what this means to someone who has no idea of what gradient is all about, you will tell them that it simply means that for every 184,7 meters that you travel horizontally, the ground elevation changes by 1 meter. Okay? For every 184,7 meters that you travel horizontally, the ground elevation changes by 1. The next question will be, is this a steep or a gentle gradient? Your answer will be that it is a gentle gradient. It is a gentle gradient. Okay? So anything from 1:25 and above makes up a gentle gradient. Okay? And in that way, you would have successfully calculated your gradient. I'll see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.